My question then was about if we were planning to have a new committee, or if this review board was in place of that or is a separate thing, referring to January 2020 when there was talk of the advisory committee on public safety and policing that it looks like was supposed to include that use of force review, civilian oversight, and reallocating resources. And I didn't know if there was any update on that.
So if your question's about the use of force review board, that is a currently standing committee that will remain currently standing, and that will have, again, the next step is to move and put a citizen on that particular board. You might be referring to the mayor's discussion, I think, with regards to the first public safety discussion, the item that you just said?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that would be maybe the more appropriate direction for the question.
Yes, and as you recall, the council allocated about $186,000 in this year's budget to do a more comprehensive public safety evaluation and analysis. So that broader, outward-looking evaluation will be part of that. But in the immediate future, we need to name at least one public member to serve on the use of force internal review committee, or I know in other communities they have a couple of people rotating, but I would appreciate suggestions on how you envision the process for identifying and naming a person to the internal use of force committee. So that's the first thing we got to do.
And you feel like that and the study that we allocated will contribute to this committee, or is that not something that's in progress anymore?
There's two separate things. The internal use of force review committee actually looks at individual specific uses of force engaged in by the Urbana Police Department, but this broader committee is separate.
And but that committee doesn't exist currently, is that right?
No.
Okay, but we would create it. And there have been some in the past, too. Is that correct?
Pardon?
There have been some in the past. There have been committees like this.
Not that I know of, no.
Was there like mayor's neighborhood safety task force?
Safety task force was formed back in, I believe, the mid-2000s, and the focus was on things like the aggravated nuisance ordinance and specific development of some specific ordinances. And it consisted of a representative from just about every neighborhood organization in the community. And for several years, it focused on rental property management and maintenance issues and issues surrounding that.
So does this new committee still have any plans for formation, or not currently?
Well, that's to be determined. We really haven't done anything on that yet.
Okay, thank you.
That will take council engagement, obviously.